After all these years, it finally appears that some of Diddy's victims are getting their justice. This year has been the demise of Diddy, as all his victims have decided to stand up to him once and for all. While all of this started with Cassie's civil lawsuit, it has turned into a real serious criminal investigation that could lead Diddy to rot in a prison cell for the rest of his life. While this might be the justice the victims are hoping for one victim, this is not enough, as his biggest victim of them all is the one that almost got away. Kim Porter, who lost it all to Diddy, might never see justice for what he did to her. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos every other day exposing the truth. In today's episode, we will be talking about what happened to Kim Porter. Let's get right into it. Over the course of the year, we have heard many victims come out and tell their story about Diddy, blaming him for doing horrendous things to them. While Cassie put the spotlight on Diddy and seems to be the woman who suffered the most at the hands of him, that might not be the case, as there seems to be one person who suffered far worse at the hands of Diddy. You may be asking why this person hasn't come out and told their story. Well, it's because she can no longer tell her story because she's no longer with us. Kim Porter might just be the woman who suffered the most at the hands of Diddy. It seems that Diddy didn't stop terrorizing her until she was no longer with us. Some would even say he's the reason she's gone. Recently, this rumor has been circulating more than ever, especially with Diddy being arrested and his foul behavior being exposed. But what convinced social media that Diddy was behind her tragic passing was this book being released. The 59-page memoir called Kim's Last Words was released on Amazon some time back. It wasn't until Diddy's arrest that the book would begin to go viral, skyrocketing to the #1 book on the bestsellers list. The book was put out by a man named Todd Christopher Goose, who claims he was given a flash drive containing Kim Porter's memoir she was writing before her tragic passing by two music industry executives. Since the book was released, many friends and family members of Kim have come out to deny the book's authenticity. This hasn't stopped the book from becoming the talk of the town during these strange times, with people saying this book was the reason Kim Porter is no longer here. For the longest time, this has already been a long-standing rumor. Not long after Kim passed away, people online started claiming that she was writing a memoir where she had exposed some of Diddy's dark secrets. People speculated that this book is what led to Diddy going after her. One of the main people behind this speculation was Jaguar Wright, who has been calling Diddy out for years. Now, with all of Diddy's dirty secrets being released, it does seem like a possibility that Diddy could have gotten Kim scratched in order to keep her from releasing that book. Although at this point we might never find out the truth, I still wanted to look deep into these accusations to see if there's any truth to them. I want to see if there is any possibility that Diddy was behind Kim Porter's passing. I also want to talk about the book, Kim's Lost Words, to see if we can determine its authenticity, to determine if this book is the real deal and if the allegations made inside of it should be taken seriously. Stick around to the end so we can find out together. Kim Porter's career started while she was still in high school, as she began modeling as a teenager. In the 90s, Kim had got a job as a receptionist at Uptown Records, where everything changed for her forever. At this job is where she met Diddy. Diddy was an A&R at Uptown Records at the time, and not long after meeting her, they were dating. They started dating in 1994 and would be together on and off for the next 13 years or so. When she got with Diddy is when her career started to change. She would make the transition into acting, being cast in a few movies and TV shows throughout the 2000s. This is around the same time she would start appearing in several music videos as well. Kim would end up having 2 children with Diddy and raised her own child with him from a previous relationship. In public, the two seemed to be having a great relationship, as they were seen walking the red carpet together and hanging out. But the relationship was rocky, as in 2003 the couple had temporarily split, being on and off for 2 years. This is around the same time Diddy got with Jennifer Lopez. It was reported that even while Diddy was with Jennifer, he was still hooking up with Kim Porter as well. Eventually in 2007, Kim and Diddy would officially break up, ending their 13-year relationship in bad terms. While people speculated on the reason why they had split, it was never confirmed. Kim had stated in a statement that they were just splitting for the best, telling the media, "In ending this relationship, I made a decision that was in the best interest of myself, Sean, and our family. I look forward to moving on with my life and my career and wish him prosperity, health, and happiness in life and in love. We will remain friends and committed parents to our children. Eventually, Diddy came out and claimed the relationship ended because of his infidelity, which eventually led to problems between the two. After this, it appears that the two went their separate ways and never got back together again. Now let's fast forward to the day she passed away, which was on November 15th, 2018, when she was only 47 years of age. According to many reports, Kim was dealing with flu-like symptoms for a few days. Suddenly, on November 15th, 2018, she passed away. Her passing was reported to be caused by lobar pneumonia that went undetected and untreated. This was shocking, as a woman as young as she was doesn't normally pass away from pneumonia. Many people were left confused about this, as she was healthy before this happened. All of a sudden, she passed away with little to no explanation. What made this even stranger is at first her cause of death was labeled deferred, which means it was undetermined, but that was eventually changed to pneumonia. Not long after her passing is when the speculation started, with people pointing out how strange Kim's passing was. People also pointed out the fact that pneumonia-like symptoms could be caused by certain poisons. People felt that something sinister had definitely happened to Kim Porter, and one man who believed that since the beginning was her ex-husband Albie Shore. Albie was married to Kim Porter before she got with Diddy. He's actually the father of one of Kim Porter's children that Diddy helped raise. 2 years after Kim passed away, Albie Shore came out and told the media that he believed Kim Porter was set up and taken out by Diddy. He believed Diddy was most likely behind it because Kim was writing a memoir that exposed his dark secrets. According to Albie, Kim was writing this memoir on a computer that mysteriously went missing after she passed away. Albie called for authorities to open an investigation on Kim's death, as he believed there was definitely foul play involved. Strangely, after Albie made these claims, he became violently ill himself, and out of nowhere he was hospitalized in a coma. People saw this as just further proof that something had been done to Kim Porter, and now to Albie as well, which only made people point their fingers at Diddy even more. Now, after Diddy was arrested, Albie has again come out asking for Diddy to be investigated for what happened to Kim Porter. He claimed that he is positive foul play was involved in her passing, claiming that Diddy took out Kim Porter because she was going to do what Cassie did to Diddy all the way back in 2018, saying this statement on Instagram: "For over a decade and a half, I have been posting about and tagging random law enforcement agencies in hopes to protect loved ones, avoid deaths and tragedies that could have all been avoided. Despite this, I have been ignored, ridiculed, and medically silenced to cover up these crimes you're all now aware of by a very aggressive PR team and costly campaign to silence and physically harm me for exposing. It's only aimed to prevent me from further sharing publicly the fact and insights Kim Porter shared with me during our frequent and intimate conversations in her selfless attempts to save my life by sharing frequent plans to do harm and possibly by ending my life. I am writing this post to formally request an investigation into an entire group of individuals who worked at or around the residence of Miss Kimberly Porter, including the publicist who assisted drafting this. It has come to my attention that these persons were also instructed to steal her computer and mobile devices, which contained her original book notes. Miss Porter's missing devices, allegedly already in evidence, unquestionably contain the critical evidence that had been concealed. I am convinced that evidence corroborates closely with details outlined in the recently released public indictment document. Additionally, it is pertinent to note that the individuals involved in this matter may also be connected to also concealing the alleged murders of several prominent artists, a situation that has left many bewildered. Yet those who are immersed in the culture and are familiar with the intricacies of the entertainment industry may have a clearer understanding of the obvious. Kimberly was allegedly taken from us because she was set on course to accomplish what Mrs. Cassie Ventura did by igniting the bonfire, which brings us here today. Albie claims that Kim had evidence that could put Diddy in prison and basically confirms the alleged memoir. Albie Shore isn't the only one that believes there was foul play involved, as someone a part of Kim's family told Daily Mail that Diddy should be investigated because she also suspects foul play. This anonymous family member told Daily Mail this: "If she was my daughter, I would be demanding that the investigation be reopened. I remember Kim as a little girl. She was just the sweetest little girl. And I remember how she grew up to be so beautiful and talented. But I saw the change in her when we visited her out in California when she was with them. She was changed. Something wasn't right. Now I feel in my spirit he's guilty, but justice will just have to take its course." Now, we have two people close to Kim Porter stating that Diddy needs to be investigated. And from what I can see, it does look like it's necessary, as looking into pneumonia, it's usually only seen in people above the age of 65 years old. Kim was only 47, too young to be developing such condition. Not saying it's impossible, but it is rare. By simply looking it up though, many poisons could create pneumonia-like symptoms. Substances like cyanide are known to cause pneumonia-like symptoms in victims. Who knows? This is exactly what they could have given Kim Porter that caused her to pass away. Now, is it far-fetched to believe that Diddy would have done something like this to Kim Porter? After seeing the Cassie Hotel video, I don't think so. I believe if Diddy had ended Cassie during that video, he would have just covered it all up. The difference between Cassie and Kim to me is that Cassie managed to survive for now at least. God forbid she ends up with pneumonia, just like Kim Porter. Now, wouldn't that be strange? Kim Porter was going through the same things as Cassie with Diddy. This is something one of Diddy's former bodyguards confirmed in this interview, telling the interviewer that he witnessed Diddy put his hands on Kim Porter, just like he saw him do with Cassie.
How many times did you personally witness him be violent towards women?
Around 4 or 5 times.
And was that all with Cassie, or was it Cassie and other women?
I seen him with Cassie, and I seen him with Kim Porter, his kid's mother.
Right, who's now sadly no longer with us. But what did you see him do?
I seen him inside the car, grab her up. I seen him, you know. And one thing about Kim is Kim got to the point where she fought him because she realized how powerful she was. It was one incident on Sunset Boulevard in front of the Beverly Hills Hotel where I just seen the car rocking back and forth. You know, of course he put everybody out there, but I seen the car shaking, so I opened the door. I said, "What are you doing? What are you doing? You see where we at and what are you doing?" And Kim got out the car like nothing happened. And she fixed her hair. She told him, she said, "I want to see you explain to the media that scratch I'm going to put across your face if you put your hands on me again." And that was Kim's attitude. Kim's attitude was she realized that what he had to explain meant more to him than anything. And once she realized she had that power, she said, "Nah, not no more."
As you heard for yourself, Diddy was just as abusive with Kim. It wasn't just with Cassie. He was putting hands on her too. The only difference is that Kim fought back. Now, according to Albie, Kim was indeed writing a tell-all book, one that he claims she told him all about. Now, there's people claiming that the book that's on Amazon is this book, but Diddy, his children, and even Albie Short claims the book that is being sold on Amazon isn't authentic. Albie stated this in response to the book: "I urge you to consider who authorized such a fictitious publication without categorizing it as calculated fiction. The publicists and conspirators worked in concert from separate camps, launching this campaign, which appears to be a very personal and deliberate distraction from their involvement in covering horrific crimes, assisted in and perplexed the public for many years, which I have personally experienced and cautiously deemed just a medical crisis for legal reasons until the rest of these atrocities were uncovered by authorities, making it more believable to a gullible public that has been fooled for so long." He also stated this: "It is with a heavy heart that I reflect on the legacy of our beloved lady KP. It is truly disheartening to think that those she considered close friends and who were financially compensated by her perpetrators may have conspired with the perpetrator to obscure the truth and tarnish her name, my name, and her unfinished book notes with these ridiculous, unfounded narratives. The absence of Mrs. Porter leaves a void, depriving her of the opportunity to address these inaccuracies personally and to share her own factual memoirs detailing the brutal terror and madness she endured. Check all loose text messages of those who serve in a PR capacity, as they have brilliantly and underhandedly crafted this fictitious story to service a personal vendetta. There's so much to unpack. According to Albee, this memoir is fake and created to throw people off from the truth. While he might be right, he also might just be lying. The reason I say this is because the book seems to make some allegations about him as well that he might not like. In the alleged memoir, it suggests that Albee might be secretly gay, as the book claims that Albee, Kim, and Diddy all hooked up one night, which ended up with Diddy and Albee getting intimate with each other. With that being claimed, we can see why Albee would have a problem with this memoir. But looking into the other allegations made in the book, it makes me think that the book could be legit. The book seems to make plenty of allegations about Diddy that we now know are possibly true. Some of the allegations were that Diddy had a vault full of tapes containing videos of him and other celebrities doing compromising things with each other, something that the feds already confirmed is true, as they claimed Diddy was filming all the freak-offs. Another allegation was that he hooked up with Jamie Foxx. This has also been rumored for many years, as Jamie Foxx was also seen partying with Diddy. The book also claims that he also hooked up with another young male pop star that people are starting to believe is Justin Bieber. The book also alleges that Diddy tried to hook up with Tupac, but he rejected him. Also, the book claimed that Diddy told Jimmy Henchman not to let Tupac leave the studio alive that day that he was shot. This allegation also seems true, as recently Keefe D was arrested for taking out Tupac. Keefe claims that he was doing it under Diddy's orders. To me, the allegations made in this book seem true. Whether the book is real or not, to me, is still up to debate. But it does seem strange how the book came out, but it can't be authenticated. One thing is for sure, Kim Porter is a victim, and she was definitely writing a memoir exposing Diddy. This memoir ended up costing her everything. Do I believe Diddy is behind what happened to Kim Porter? 100%. But that's just my opinion after looking into the evidence. I believe that in order for Kim to get her justice, a serious investigation needs to be performed on Diddy. Her family deserves to know the truth, even if they're scared to ask for it. I believe the family has either been paid off or are afraid to speak out, as they see how Diddy operates. With Diddy being behind bars though, and facing life, maybe some of her close family members would be brave enough to speak out. All of this that has been coming out proves all the corruption I have been exposing about the music industry. So many people are being tricked to idolize monsters like Diddy, a man who for years was allowed to destroy so many lives. Hopefully, the world will eventually snap out of the trance the music industry has them under. And this way, less people would be victimized by it. I want to end this video requesting justice for Kim Porter and all of Diddy's victims. The people deserve to know the truth, but especially her family. Did Diddy do it? Well, I believe he did. You tell me below what you think. Well, I'm gonna end this one here. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.